Well, hello everyone, and welcome to another of my regular updates from Brussels, where I seek to keep you informed of what's going on with the work of the MEPs out here, also with the scene as regards Brexit, as regards the implications of that, and where we are with negotiations. So I hope you'll find these useful. There will be an ongoing thing that I try to do on a very regular basis. Where we've got to at the moment is that the battle lines are being drawn out, or the negotiating lines, however you want to use your terminology, and it would appear that the British government has finally decided where it's heading with this and what it wants to achieve. Now, you won't be surprised to hear that I think that they're being under-ambitious. However, at least they've finally drawn the lines on what they want to achieve. And now this is where the MEPs come into this and become part of the equation, because much of this is going to be discussed over the coming weeks and months, and certainly next week in Strasbourg we will have, I think, probably very ferocious debate and discussion in the chamber and outside about where this is going and how the whole deal should end up being. I personally think that maybe a tougher line, the acceptance that no deal is still acceptable, that we can walk away from negotiations and still trade, and that's something that needs to be understood. But I'm afraid Mrs May is showing that she's once again, when it comes to the heat of the battle, she's weak-willed, she's feeble, she's flimsy. And at a time like this, where even though we're discussing and negotiating with our friends, we still have to be strong, we still have to be firm, disciplined and in control of ourselves. I fear that she's perhaps not quite up to the task. I do hope that I'm proved wrong, and of course, as an Englishman, I'm proud. I'll be backing our country and our government in any way I can in Strasbourg and the EU as a whole to try and get the best possible deal for the British people. Because we have to understand that my party isn't in power. So I can't set the agenda, and we can't set the agenda as much as we may wish to. So what we've got to do is play the best with the cards we're dealt. And that's what I intend to do. Now, in my role within our group as being involved with the defence side of things, I have to say that there's very concerning signs that although we'll be leaving the EU, the deep integration on EU defence forces may well be looking to continue. And in fact, our government, I think, probably still wants that to happen. For me, British troops serving under an EU flag, certainly when we leave, doesn't make sense, isn't fair and isn't right. And I'll be opposing that, and as long as I have this position within our group and our party, I will continue to do everything I can. So next week is Strasbourg. We head out there on Monday. Until Thursday we'll have a series of votes and debates and discussions. I will try to report back from Strasbourg. Those of you who see my occasional Facebook live streams will see that last time I was there, I reported from the debate chamber and from committee rooms. And I'll try and report back to you on what's happening, but it could be a very, very fast and fluid environment there, and things change quickly there. So I'll try to report back. Now, I want people to rest assured and understand something. In my domestic political party, there is a conference coming up on Friday. At this conference, we will be seeing the result of what the membership have voted for as a new leader. I think you all know that there are some options on there that I find unpalatable. I think you all know that I've spoken strongly against it. And there are other things within this potential result which are equally unpalatable, and some despicable options that may arise. And it would be very difficult for me to continue serving in the same way if people and policies that I consider to be absolutely anathema to everything I believe in, and people who I believe are dishonourable, come to power. Now, I'm not putting any names against that, but I guarantee you that I will when the time comes after this election. And I'll be explaining myself fully. But what's important right now is for you to understand that whatever the scenario, whatever happens, I'll be making no knee-jerk reaction, and I will still be campaigning and battling on the same lines that I am now. I will still be the man who was elected to fight for Brexit on the same terms as the rest of Nigel Farage's team back then. That will not change whatever happens. And I hope and pray that the domestic election that's going on doesn't result in me having to take any form of different action. If it does, I'll be discussing it with my constituents, with the members of my local party, and with the broader membership before I make a final decision. But I feel that there are some policies, some platforms, some personalities that I simply could not in good conscience continue with. So we need, please, for you to bear with me. I will not do anything that undermines the cause of Brexit, I can assure you. So watch this space for that. I'll be making no knee-jerk reactions, but there will be decisions coming in the following week if the leadership election has gone down a route which I find impossible to continue with. On to brighter news. You may have noticed, I hope you might have done, that I've lost a couple of pounds. The reason being is that I've been training hard, dieting. It's absolutely killing me. I was offered fruit cake today and I very nearly fell off the wagon, but I'm still on with it. I'm training for a boxing match. The 11th of November, a charity boxing match in Bilston in the West Midlands. I'm going to go into the ring and get well and truly knocked out, probably, but for a local charity. Please contact me and I'll organise tickets or sponsorship or whatever you'd like to do for that. I'll make sure it's videoed and sent out so everyone can have a good laugh at me. If anyone would like to sponsor the bottom of my shoes, because that will be what's on display to the crowd when I'm flattened in about 10 seconds, then again, please feel free. I'm training hard. I've got 3 training sessions this week and I'm going to keep it to 3 a week. I'm dieting hard, I'm working hard. Frankly, I'm useless at it, but it's going to be for a good cause and I'm going to go into that ring on the 11th of November. So watch my Facebook, website and Twitter for more details on that. Right, thank you everyone for listening in. I appreciate your time. Please spread these videos around to your friends, to your colleagues, anyone who you think might be interested. I'll keep it going and I'll keep trying to communicate and tell you everything that's happening the best way I can from this point forward. So I'm upbeat, I'm positive. I believe that Brexit is still there to be achieved, no matter what happens in other parts of the political scene, a domestic scene, personally, anything, it doesn't matter. What matters is I'm still here, still plugging away, and that's not going to change. And I'll keep you informed as to what I'm doing. Okay, everyone, have a great day, and thanks for tuning in.